All right, all right. Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris Alquez, and this is your Best Life Defined. Thanks for showing up. I'm going to. I've kind of gotten into this thing. This thing's actually getting pretty cool for me. At this point, it's like it's just what I do. And the more I do it, the more I think, well, there's a possibility someone's going to pick up on this idea. It'll turn into something, right? I have this wonderful platform. As far as I'm concerned, it's a wonderful platform for giving people like you insight into how to make your life better, how to spend more time doing the shit you love to do. Thus, being the name of the podcast, Your Best Life Defined. In other words, if you want to live the most amazing or the best life you can, the thing you have to do is you have to define what that looks like. And that's what this is about. How do you do that? Well, good thing for you, you're not alone. That's the big issue. Let's start right there. The good thing is you're not alone when you make ideas, you have these dreams or these plans for your future, and then somehow or another they just kind of fade away or they get lost in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, right? I mean, doesn't it feel like some days when you wake up, you're just running from the time you get up until the time you go to bed? It does. It did for me, and even now it does. Yesterday I did some stuff and worked on the book, did all the things I love to do, worked out, and before I knew it, it was 2 o'clock. By the time I got back into the RV after working out, it was 2 p.m. already. I looked at my wife. I said, well, where did the day go? And she's like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And part of it was we didn't get up until like 7:30. Normally my day seems a lot longer when I get up around 5. But when we talk about facing this struggle, about waking up every day and grinding it out, that story that's being told on social media, that's not the truth. That's the highlights of a long ass day. Okay, that's the highlights of a whole year. When you see someone posting pictures of that amazing trip to Belize or to the Caribbean or to Florida, that's not how their whole life is. That's just the best part of it. And if a week is the best part of your life out of 52 days or 52 weeks, or out of an entire year. But the reality is you're not alone. That guy across the street, that guy across the street that seems like he has it together, drives that brand new truck and has a really nice yard and a beautiful wife. He's got a pile of bills on his table too. There's a situation every so often where him and his lovely partner do not get along. When they sit across the table from each other after a long night of battling, not wanting to say a word. You're not the only one that struggles. And God forbid, with COVID-19 and all it's done to us, right? All that has changed about our lives, you realize that you're not the only person who is sitting there staring out the window drinking coffee in the morning wondering how in the hell you're going to hold on to the life you created, you've worked the last 15, 20 years to create. A virus comes along and takes it away. You're not alone. The issue is no one's talking about it. The issue is everybody keeps holding on to this idea that that it's going to be okay as long as I'm happy, as long as I buy one more thing. That's how you can tell when the economy's good. The economy isn't good when the poor people are doing well. The economy is good when the poor people are inspired to spend even more money they don't have, right? Think about it. Christmas is a holiday of cheer, good cheer for everyone, right? Whoop-ee-woo. Hip, hip, hooray, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, right? Got any stress because of Christmas? Got that knot inside your stomach because you're thinking to yourself, damn, what am I going to do? Damn. You look at the credit card balance, it's already high. You still got some of that shit from last Christmas. You didn't get paid off. And you're like, don't want to disappoint them. You're not alone. You're not alone. I can't imagine the burden that's on this country right now on people like you who, through no fault of their own, hardworking people who allowed themselves to buy off on this thing called the American dream. The reality is the American dream it's still alive. It just has to change. The new American dream needs to be to live debt-free and to live well within your means. If you don't owe anybody, you can spend every penny you have, right? It's only when you go into debt for something or go in debt to someone that your choices stop. You're not alone when you wake up and you wish the day was already over. You're not alone when the highlight of your day is a few glasses of wine or maybe a six-pack of beer at the end of the day. Numbing yourself out as you stare at the television, watch the nightly news, get enthused about how great the world really is. We're all doing it. But there's a way out of it, right? There's a way out of it. See, amid all that struggle that we're all facing right now, there is the opportunity for us to take a change or to take a new path that's going to bring us to what we should be doing or the life we dream of living. Just because you're not a millionaire, that doesn't change the fact that you can't choose to change your life to wake up so you can wake up to something better. Let's erase the board, all right? Let's say the only thing in life right now, the only obligation you have in life is to work. And let's just pretend that you actually have the job that you have now. That's your job. Imagine what you would be able to do if you had a reboot on your life and you could say, okay, now what? Would you still go into debt for that big-ass $400,000 house? I mean, not based on what you believe, because obviously that's the American dream. Success is to own a house, to be in debt, to have the car, the fancy car, the kids, all the stuff, to live on a block with a white picket fence and to have grass to mow and to say hi to your neighbors and to work until you're 80. You're not alone. Dude down the way, the fat guy with the big belly, and the nice truck, another nice truck. They're in the same boat. But yet when we have these conversations, when we get together, everything is amazing. Everything is amazing. I mean, we get 2 weeks a year to go actually to pick something that we probably can't afford, to go experience something we've never done. And the rest of the time we spend working for it. Working for the house. I mean, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the house. I dig my house. I love my house. Is my house the center of my world? Actually, it almost is. Because my house is the launch pad for my life. Now, my house allows me to go where I want to go and see things I want to see. Not faulting you for your choice. The question is, what is that piece of property doing for you? And more than that, what is that obligation keeping you from doing? Imagine if you had a house that was half as expensive. You could have financed it for 15 years. Imagine if you had bought a house that was half as expensive as the one you bought. You would have half that house payment for something else, for something amazing, for something that you just can't imagine you'd ever be able to do, and now you're doing it because you realize that, for you anyway, that house is no more than a launch pad for your life. It's a place to get out of the weather, to sleep, to stay warm, to fix your meals. And more than that, it's a place to launch your life. It's a place where you make plans and say, okay, we're here. This is where we want to be, family. Hey, guys, you want to do something exciting? Let's go ride horses on the beach. Hey, you guys want to go do something? Let's go hike a 14er. Let's go explore this world. We got some extra money because our house isn't so expensive. What can we do with it? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do? I had some extra money. I became a podcaster. I had some extra money. I became a podcaster, a mobile podcaster. I'm like, this is Chris Arquez on location in Colorado. And then the background will change. By next spring, you'll be looking at me. I'll be starting to get tan. I'll be back outside doing things. We'll be someplace new, probably up north. If you're facing struggle in your life, the first thing you need to realize is you're not alone. And then the second thing you need to do is ask yourself, why are you struggling? And is what you're struggling for worth the effort you're putting in to get it? See, I can dig it. If you wake up every day and you're dreaming of your better homes and gardens life, and it includes all those things that are encompassed in the American dream, you go for it. But on the other hand, if you're waking up every day and you're examining your life and looking at the things you have to do and wishing you could do something else, there's the ticket right there. That is the first indicator that you're not living your best life. And the sad part about it is you're not alone. Most of us at one point in our life are looking at our life going, why in the hell am I here? But the problem is changing it. How do you step away from that? One piece at a time. It's kind of like that saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Same principle. I got to looking at my life after my dad died, and I went. I mean, there's no moderation with me. I was talking to a friend the other day. There's absolutely no moderation. We are 110% in on everything we're doing. We don't test the water. We don't test the pie. We eat the whole damn pie, right? That's just the nature, right? But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about all the things that I do every day to make sure that I don't lose sight of the things I love to do, of the ability to sit down and spend 4 hours working on a book, or spend 2 hours walking around a park talking to myself and doing calisthenics. And the reason that most of us are in this position is simply because we're following the wrong narrative. See, the reason that you're not able to spend time playing and enjoying the things you love to do because of the things you have to do, it's because you haven't stopped long enough to do that. That's where it starts. Pick one thing in your life that you would want to do more of. One thing in your life that you would want to change to make better, right? When you start thinking in those terms, all of a sudden it gives you some things to think about. It gives you some ideas about where you can go with your life. See, you're not alone. Everyone's doing it. And the facade of social media of how amazing everybody's life is, you don't believe it. No one believes it, but it's entertaining, right? Why not take that energy and take a look at yourself and say, okay, what can I do? What one thing can I do to improve my life, to make it better somehow? For a lot of people, this might be finances. It might be finding the fortitude to decide you can't spend more money than you make. And the more money you can save, the more freedom you have and the more choices you have. Is it easy? No, it's never easy. Doing things that other people aren't doing is not easy. It's easy to live right on the edge. It's easier than making the change, obviously. It's like it's easier to be 20 pounds overweight than it is to do what it takes to change it, to lose that weight. But that's living your best life. Living your best life is never stopping. Living your best life is grinding it out until the very last breath. What will you learn today? And more than that, when you lay your head down tonight, what aspect of your life will have been improved because of what you've done, because of the effort you put in today? If you can't answer that question, you're probably sitting still. You're like a guy in a sailboat at the equator when the wind dies down, just sitting there. Not going anywhere, just staying on that same course, doing that same thing you've been doing. And the cool part is you're not alone. Look at the faces of anyone you see. Ain't immense joy on people's faces these days. There's struggle because things are getting more expensive and there's less money for the working class. How do you get out of it? Well, we got out of it by making our life fit what we love, right? We love traveling. We love physical activity. We love to explore things, meet new people, and see new things and have new adventures. Mobility is the ticket right there. There's no way in hell I could afford to travel around the country the way we have in the last 5 years if I didn't have a fifth wheel. If I had to rent rooms, Airbnbs. No way. Not at over $100 a night. No. Make it fit. You're not alone when you look at all that junk in your backyard or stacked up in your garage or all the bills stacked up on the counter on the table. But you can do something about it. You can do something about it simply by saying, okay, what can I do to change my life? What can I do to make it better? Have a conversation about it. Build an amazing story about it. Pick a destination that you want to be and then talk about it, think about it, dream about it, and work on it until it happens. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but all I can say is it probably should be more fun than any of the things you're doing right now. Start there. Try that, and let's see if that works for you, because you're not alone. You're not alone. Even when you think about like the emotional side of life, the burden that you're facing because of your debt or because of what COVID-19 has done to you, there's someone just across the street, across town that is experiencing the same exact thing, is experiencing the same exact feelings. And the world doesn't care. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? Clock's ticking. It's easy to be where you are right now. It might be a little more difficult to be where you want to be, but I'll tell you what, it'll make your life so much better. So, hey, listen, keep that in mind. I'll tell you what, I'm here. It doesn't really matter. I've kind of gotten over all that concern about what you think of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, because I'm going to do it anyway, and you can't stop me, right? So jump in here. I hope eventually someone's going to say, hey, listen, I get it. It's kind of making sense to me. Just keep it on that track. Hey, listen, try the kindness thing. The kindness thing is working pretty good for me. And I think it'll work really good for you. If you have questions, comments, let me know. You can get a hold of me. I'm on the net. I got chrisakez.com. Your Best Life Defined website is trying. I'm trying to get that thing going, struggling with that a little bit. But you can message me on YouTube, message me on any of the podcast apps. I'll respond. I will respond to you. So just keep that in mind. Listen, today's your day. Make it a good one.